Yeah, my name is Terry Immel. I'm from Dover Middle School, former teacher there, and recently retired after 35 years. One of the things I've thought of over the years, and I've gone on 32 student trips to Washington D.C., is that students need to go with a big group and stay in a room and learn how to get along with other people, your bus people, kids in the room, how to function, with a big crowd. And I think probably the main thing is, if you're going to live in a country like ours, a free country with our liberties, students need to go to the source to start to understand, where those freedoms came from and, how they got them, not to take them for granted. So Washington, D.C. is a good place to do that if they haven't started already. I see that when I was teaching about every year, because we have a discipline plan that students can't go on the trip in May unless they meet those discipline requirements. And it's, they have kids are kids and they're going to goof up and they have chances to do that. But, kids will kind of toe the line all year and they want to go on the trip, they don't want to be left off. So they meet those requirements. And I think that changes them in the long run too. So if they have a year of behaving and they weren't that type of student before, it's kind of good training to learn that you're going to be rewarded for that. The first students I took are now about 45 years old, and when people see me, whether it's out in the town, grocery store, whatever, and I was their math teacher and sometimes history teacher, but the first thing they mention, you're still going to Washington, D.C., you're still going on the trip, you still do the trip. And almost inevitably, we talk about that, things that happened, and it's a good memory for everybody, even the adults that we take, teachers and adults from the community, they do the same thing. It's kind of, they see me and they think of a trip, and that's what we discuss. With Scholastica, I traveled 30 student trips, and probably I took some adult teacher trips, probably about 8 or 9 of those. So,
Wow.
That's how you want to count that. You find a lot of schools that switch companies, always looking for a better deal, that, whatever, they're just trying to find the lowest price, but I want quality. And over the years, I've just developed a good relationship with the office at Scholastica. And I'm a person that I worry about things, I need to be organized, so I'm always calling. And I feel like I'm bugging them, but they always answer with, good sound, and they're happy, and they're interested to help me. That's one thing. And I've also developed some good friendships, too, with tour guides, tour leaders, and those continue on to today. Going with our school, I've done some tour leading, too, and everybody I've been with, I've learned something from, and they're willing to share their expertise if somebody's interested, maybe tour leader, and they're always fun and happy and upbeat people to be around. I've always had the interest, but haven't had the time to do other than with the school that I go with. I've always had. I was brought here in 1969 as a 16-year-old. That piqued my interest, and I've been involved with the trip, like I said, for a lot of years. And I guess just wanting to share that, because somebody shared it with me. I got one of those fun memories where I can remember different years when things happened, and a lot of times people will say, "You don't remember me." Well, I remember you on the trip, and here's what happened, and so on. My teaching career, I don't think would have been as good had I not got involved in travel.